I've always said that organizations need to be prepared to respond to a breaking crisis within 15 to 60 minutes from the time it develops an online presence. But what does that mean in this evolving era when crises are now being live streamed as they happen in real time on social media? Hey everybody, Melissa Agnes here, and I'm here with this week's edition of the Crisis Ready video series, where I aim to help you implement a crisis-ready culture, one tip, strategy, or case study at a time. I'm here this week working from New York City, and I'm in my hotel room, and I'm sitting here and I'm thinking about all of the times that I have told organizations that to be crisis ready, it means to be able to respond to a crisis ideally within 15 to 60 minutes from the time that crisis develops an online presence. But seriously, we're seeing more and more incidents where incidents are being live streamed with Facebook Live or Google Hangouts or Periscope across social media and onto the digital web. And that's making it even more challenging for an organization not just to respond to a crisis, but to control or regain control of the narrative of the crisis. Because no matter what, when something is live streamed, it comes with this perception, whether true or false, comes with this perception of that video, that incident being completely forthcoming and transparent and real. And so an organization, especially when it's filmed by a citizen, by some, passerby or a person that isn't a logo. And then this is making it even more challenging for organizations to get ahead of the news cycle and to position themselves as the voice of trust, credibility, and leadership throughout a crisis. So what does this mean for your organization? It means that now more than ever, it is imperative that your organization develop and implement this crisis-ready culture. You want to make sure that you are not last to hear about a breaking incident that's being live streamed. You want to make sure that you're adequately monitoring in real time any mentions about your organization online. It also means that you should be thinking through the top high-risk scenarios that pertain to your organization so that you can start thinking through the process and develop muscle memory and a plan of action and pre-approved communications so that your team would be able to respond and have a good idea of how to respond to such a breaking incident. It also means that you should have an adequate internal escalation process. This means that not just should your team be able to detect the incident in real time, but they should know what to do with it. Is it an issue? Is it a crisis? Do they have the capacity to make this determination in real time on the spot? How do you know that they're going to know who to escalate the incident to and when in an appropriate, timely fashion? So this means that does senior management need to know about it right away because it is a breaking crisis and it's serious, and this means that all business activity must stop and you need to tend to the crisis? Or is it simply a viral issue that didn't necessarily need to go all the way to senior management, and now senior management's time has been wasted by being pulled in to this breaking incident? So these are things that we need to start thinking through much more in depth today, because it's not just about mobile technology and social media and the real-time news cycle. It's about all of these things merging together and people using their cell phones, for example, to live stream incidents, and for the perception of those incidents to be instantaneously felt to be transparent at the very least, and the narrative to be even more difficult to regain control of and to again, position the organization as the voice of trust, credibility, and leadership throughout the crisis. What do you think about this evolving crisis management challenge and organizations' adequate preparedness for such realities in their crisis management? Use the hashtag CrisisReady, and let's go on to Facebook and or Twitter and continue this conversation.